Frame Data is brought to you by Return Trips to the Lab. Give me money on Patreon so I can continue to put on a facade of employment to my parents whilst telling my mom I have an OnlyFans. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Kazuya Mishima here, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. In this episode of Frame Data, we're going to take a deep dive into the meta-breaking announcement provided by the video game scientist himself, GimR. GimR's in-depth guides on video game glitches, strategies, and mechanics have without a doubt impacted the competitive Smash Melee, Wii U, and Ultimate scenes, but none of his contributions would come close to the colossal announcement he had in store for Ultimate. We're going back to the lab again and breaking down the never-ending quest for the most sought-after piece of Smash tech. Let's check it out.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
After no crabs were thrown at Pound 2022, VG Bootcamp founder, tournament organizer, and active game mechanic enthusiast Calvin GimR Lofton decided that Ultimate's meta was in desperate need of a shakeup. As we all know, the Gims always wins, and he came packing with some absolute fucking heat. On April 24, 2022, a teaser video aptly titled "The Meta Finally Changes" was released, revealing that GimR had discovered a technique that would change the meta of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate forever. The trailer pokes some fun at his previous Phantom Footstool discovery that had about as much impact on the Smash community as Ninja's cooking, but this time it was promised to be different, and the future of Smash Ultimate's competitive scene would hang in the balance. The debut of this meta-defining tech was scheduled to be broadcasted live on GimR's Twitch stream on May 4th. The day before, on May 3rd, 2022, a second trailer was released showing Smash Bros.' reaction to the Forbidden Jutsu.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the Footstool thing you discovered is really good.
It is good. Long video too, let's go.
Is it like this is the level we're getting?
Alright, here we go.
Fuck. Alright, here we go.
Alright.
This had been hyped up for weeks now. Co-streamers were invited, charcuterie boards were ready, and at 5 p.m. on Star Wars Day, it was about to go crazy. Let's head over to the lab. Maybe. The broadcast kicked off at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're met with the song Back to the Lab by Prince Paul from the popular show Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory was an American animated television series created by Genndy Tartakovsky for Cartoon Network and distributed by Warner Bros. Domestic Television Distribution. Released in 1996, the series follows Dexter, an enthusiastic boy genius with a hidden science laboratory in his room full of inventions, at constant odds with his older and more extroverted sister Dee Dee, who always gains access to the lab and inadvertently foils his experiments. GimR's animated persona of the video game scientist is based off the series' namesake. Let's take a look at the first few minutes of the stream to see if we can find anything of note to help us break down what comes next.
Look, there goes Dexter, and there goes his sister Dee Dee. Oh boy, wonder what they're gonna get into today. Uh-oh, back to the lab again. Oh no, back to the lab again. We messed up. Back to the lab again. Not again. Back to the lab again. Uh-oh.
Okay, it looks like we're going to be here for a while, so maybe we can just examine the lyrics a bit further. Here's Team Liquid's last.
Oh no, back to the lab again. Uh-oh, back to the lab again. We messed up. Back to the...
Jesus fucking Christ. Unfortunately, much like the other souls perpetually returning to the lab, Les has been reciting the same Prince Paul incantation since the stream began, which, at the time of this video's publishing, totals 332 days. The Twitter account Wonky Drive calculated the distance GimR's animated avatar had walked in that time. Assuming the Gims is a 5'10" male, which I confirmed with him in DMs, with an average stride length of 29 inches, the avatar is counted to take approximately 108 steps per minute. The broadcast ran for approximately 1 hour and 41 minutes, or 101 minutes in total. Multiply those minutes by the previous 108 steps per minute, and we're left with 10,908 steps. Then, by multiplying the average stride length of 29 inches against those 10,908 steps, we're left with a total distance traveled of 316,332 inches, or 26,361 feet. And because everybody loves imperial units, this equates to just under 5 miles, 4.993. All in all, a solid day of walking for GimR. The average person burns about 0.04 calories per step by walking, meaning this lively jaunt burned off about 436 calories. However, GimR wasn't the only one on this stroll. According to our reliable source at Know Your Meme, if we summed all the available co-streams alongside the main broadcast, there was a combined peak audience of 159,000 live viewers also stuck in perpetual foot traffic. If we simply multiplied this sizable walking club by our total distance of 26,361 feet, we're left with a combined travel distance of 4,191,399,000 feet, or 1,734,372,000 steps, or 793,825 miles. The average distance from the Earth to the Moon is 238,900 miles, so if the Gims really wanted to win, he could have walked to the Moon and back twice, with plenty of mileage to spare. Understanding the sheer scope of this excursion raises another question though. If GimR burned 436 calories all by himself, just what kind of caloric deficit were we dealing with across all live viewers? The answer? 69,374,880 calories were burned over the span of this hour and 41-minute broadcast. If we assume an average caloric intake of 2,500 calories per day, this calculates out to just shy of 27,750 days, or over 76 years worth of calorie offset. Unfortunately, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg. Because the tech wasn't formally revealed until May 6, 2022, a full 2 days after the initial release date, we can only assume all 159,000 concurrent GimRs were still on their way to the lab. Thanks to a handy Chrome add-on, we're informed that the official tech video was published at 5:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 47 hours and 8 minutes following the conclusion of May 4th's broadcast. By adding this time, we're left with the following: a total walking time of 2,921 minutes. At the same 108 steps per minute across 159,000 walkers, a total step count of 50,159,412,000. Against an average stride length of 29 inches, a total travel distance of 1.4546229 times 10 to the 12 inches, or 121,218,579,000 feet, or 22,958,064 miles. And a grand total of 2,06,376,480 calories burned. We talked about this when we discovered the secret behind Hungrybox and his ability to stay alive without a calorie intake for months on end by consuming only LaCroix, but this one is far more perplexing. How is it even possible that all of those GimRs survive without even a break? Does the Team Liquid co-owner have a hand in this operation? What exactly is in Team Liquid?
Question, why is the stream still alive? That's what I mean, like... Oh no!
Something wasn't adding up, so I kept digging. A calorie is equal to approximately 4.184 joules. This means that the GimR conglomerate vacation equates to a whopping 8,394,679,192 joules of energy. If we assume a perfect system, that is perfect energy transfer, perfect insulation to remove any loss of energy, and a perfect unending steady stream of pedestrian energy, the energy expended on GimR's long walk equates to 2,331,855 watt-hours, or 2.33 megawatt-hours. For context, 1 megawatt-hour can power an average American home for 1.2 months, or perhaps more importantly, toast 89,000 slices of bread, meaning those trapped in the lab like Last can ration out 207,370 slices of toast. The USDA measures one slice of toast at 75 calories. 1,200 calories is the minimum level needed to survive without the body entering what's called a starvation mode, which means in order for a single one of the little Gims to survive the full 2,921 minute or 2.03 days worth of travel, they would need to consume a total of 2,436 calories, or about 32.5 slices of toast. Unfortunately, this is where things start to head in a little bit of a dark direction. So let's get to the brass tacks. There are 159,000 live viewers trapped in the Infinite Lab commute and 207,370 slices of toast available powered by their steps. Each little Gims needs an absolute minimum of 32.5 slices of toast in order to make it across the finish line and see the hidden tech, meaning only 6,380 of those viewers, or a measly 4%, will get to use it in their next local to go 1 and 2. A tough pill to swallow.
I'm ready! I'm ready! I'm ready!
But wait a minute, who was the distributor for Dexter's Laboratory again? Okay, that's right, Warner Bros. Interestingly, on March 27, 2023, the team behind Multiverses, a free-to-play crossover fighting game developed by Player First Games and published by Warner Bros., announced that they too were going back to the lab again. At the end of it all, Prince Paul's hit classic was left on repeat for the duration of approximately one Hungrybox ad break, which ended up being just enough time to monopolize the top of all of our Spotify Wrapped. The reveal of the slingshot was met with critical acclaim, but unfortunately for some, their commute to the lab remains their prison to this very day. But hey, on the bright side, maybe the real tech was in the memes we made along the way. Rest in peace, 152,620 animated GimRs. May you eventually find your way back to the lab yet.
Look, there goes Dexter, and there goes his sister Dee. Oh boy, wonder what they're gonna get into today. Uh-oh, back to the lab again. Oh no, back to the lab again. We messed up. Back to the lab again. Not again. Back to the lab again. Uh-oh, back to the lab again. Oh no, back to the lab again. We messed up. Back to the lab again. Not again. Back to the lab again. Uh-oh, Dexter's in the lab again, making up anything he's imagining.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Frame Data, and happy April Fool's Day. Thanks to Wonky Drive for getting the ball rolling on some of this math, and if you'd like to help me make more real math and engineering-driven shit posts like these, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you to our top-tier patrons and YouTube members Avishua Stein, Bobby Wasabi, Dorian, Erica's Cool, NG Esports, Storm SSB, Storm, and Tingly Jungle for supporting the channel. All jokes aside, we love you, GimR, and thank you for all of your incredible discoveries for Smash. If you enjoyed this breakdown, you'll want to check out the pop-off so powerful it killed a man, so click on this video and see you there.
Back to the lab again.